If there's one thing that we can all agree on, it's almost every single Mario game is known to have great music. So there's so many soundtracks that the world knows and loves and hums every single day. So I thought, what better video than to make an entire video dedicated to Mario music. Yes, where I picked the best song from every single Mario game. Now let me give you a quick disclaimer. First off, I didn't choose every single Mario game here. For instance, I'm not doing all the Mario parties or the sports games. It's just way too many party games and way too many sports games to listen to all the soundtracks. Plus, I don't think the sports games have that good of soundtracks anyways. So I'm sorry, not doing the party games either. And choosing one song out of every Mario Kart is literally impossible because there's so many good tracks. In fact, I'll be having a separate list for Mario Kart very, very soon on something that I think you'll all enjoy. So no Mario Kart either, sorry. But I also am not going to be choosing the most popular song from every single Mario game that you might be expecting, because a lot of the time I feel like it's kind of overblown out of proportion when there's other songs in that game that are just as good, if not better. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. We only got about 50 brand new subscribers the other day, so let's see if we can get over 100 with today's video, so definitely just hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get into the best Mario song from every single game. Starting off the list, we have Super Mario Brothers, and I'm going to combine it with Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels because it's the same soundtrack. But yes, a lot of people might just say the overworld theme, but I think the underwater theme is actually more interesting, if you will. It has kind of a classical approach to it, and it just sounds really soothing. I really do enjoy this theme, probably the best in the game. For Super Mario Bros. 2, I chose the overworld theme. The character select was definitely an honorable mention, but the overworld theme is just that good. It plays for almost 90% of the game anyways, but yes, it's an extremely catchy tune. For Super Mario Bros. 3, I was definitely stuck between the overworld, athletic, and underwater themes, but overall went with the athletic theme. It's really jumpy and upbeat and gets you in the spirit to run and jump on enemies. For Super Mario Land, I chose the overworld theme. It's super catchy, and honestly, I think it's one of the better ones within the classic Mario games, but it's probably the only one in the game that really caught my ear either, because the rest were kind of average. Super Mario World, I was definitely stuck between two. But the swimming theme is such a great reimagining of the original overworld theme, but the fortress theme in Super Mario World is brilliant. It is honestly one of the greatest castle themes I've ever heard, and the switch up halfway through the song, almost ramping up as you get to the end of the castle, is just so good. For Super Mario Land 2, I chose the overworld theme because literally every other theme in that game is pretty much just a remix of this same theme. So I don't really care for the soundtrack of this game, but this one's probably the best out of the bunch. Moving over to some of the 3D Mario games, we have Mario 64, and this was one of the easiest choices ever for me. Jolly Roger Bay, or what a lot of people call the song Dire Dire Docks, which is weird because it first appears in Jolly Roger Bay, but anyways, the underwater theme, I guess you can say, is so amazingly good. It is beautiful. It is a masterpiece. It is seriously one of the best Mario game songs to date. I have nothing else to say about it. Just listen. For Super Mario Sunshine, one of my favorite pieces of music was always the Phantom Manta boss battle, but after continuously replaying it, it's just an obvious no-doubter. Once again, we're going back in the ocean with Deep Sea of Mare. This song is just perfect. It's beautiful. It's elegant. It's like finding the deep sea kingdom of Atlantis for the first time, and you're just calmly exploring the ruins on an underwater adventure. It's so good. For New Super Mario Bros. DS, I'm going to give a fair warning. There is a lot of New Super Mario Bros. Here, so I will not choose the same song in every single game if I like that same song the most. I will pick a new one for each New Super Mario Bros. To make it a little interesting, but the first really good song for the New Super Mario Bros. Series is the athletic theme. That's, of course, repeated amongst the series. It is a really good, upbeat theme, and seeing the Koopa Troopas dance to the theme and on beat too is just unrivaled. How do you choose just one song from Super Mario Galaxy? I mean, everyone's gonna say Gusty Garden, a lot of people would even say Melty Molten Galaxy, but for me, it was always between Buoy Base Galaxy and Good Egg. Good Egg is one of the greatest starts to a galaxy ever, and hearing that theme as you land on the planet for the first time is literally the most amazing thing ever. But Buoy Base Galaxy is just something that doesn't even feel like Mario, but it builds up. It has like this big climactic feel to it, like it's supposed to be part of the major part of the game, even though it's like an optional galaxy, but still, it's just so good. It is literally one of the best themes I think Nintendo's ever made for Mario within the 3D space, and it's something that I will always hold near dear to my heart. So for New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I'm not going to choose the athletic theme again, but I'm going to choose the castle theme because I also think it is extremely underrated for Mario castle themes. It's so good and so catchy, and it's always something I enjoyed hearing when ending the world. For Super Mario Galaxy 2, I always loved Yoshi Star Galaxy, but man, it was a no-brainer to go straight to Melty Monster. The amount of seriousness, bombasticness of the band, I mean, you cannot tell me this is one of the most intense themes and one of the most ambitious themes that we've heard from Mario yet. And if you ask me, I think it's one of the best soundtracks in the entire Mario Galaxy franchise. I mean, there's only 2 games, but still, it's just that good. Whee! For Super Mario 3D Land, I chose the beach theme. I mean, remixes of it even returned in Captain Toad and even Mario 3D World, so it's clearly a really good song. It's a really calming beach theme, but with a really funky beat to it that I really like, and it gives it a little techno vibe, and it's just a really catchy tune. For New Super Mario Bros. 2, not choosing the castle or athletic themes now, what about the swimming theme? Yep, the underwater theme also stays the same throughout the entire franchise. It's catchy, it's a good underwater theme, not much else to say there. For New Super Mario Bros. U, not picking any of the last themes once again, what about the jungle theme? Yes, Soda Jungle actually has a good little catchy tune to it. It feels like a forest or a jungle theme. Plus, you still have the Koopa Troopas dancing to the beats, so why not? For Super Mario 3D World, this is one that I've always stuck on, and I know a lot of people might disagree with me, but I feel like Chain Link Charge is so good. I remember the first time I heard this theme, it was on a basic stage overall. It wasn't anything special about it. You were just climbing on chain fences and jumping to the next platform. But man, the theme is so good. It's got this jazzy, upbeat, excited feel to it, and it's even used again later in the game as a remixed version that's slowed down for the beach. It's just such a great song. For Super Mario Odyssey, I know the entire world fell in love with Jump Up Superstar, and I can't blame them. It's a great song. With a game like Super Mario Odyssey, I feel like there were so many great songs that were just as good, if not better, and that goes for the Cascade Kingdom. Fossil Falls opened up the game with one of the most amazing, bombastic soundtracks I have ever heard in my life. Using that song for the initial reveal trailer was just as good, but it's one of the most emotional and powerful songs in a Mario game ever, and maybe it does have ties to that initial reveal trailer, but it's just such a good song. Let's face it, for Bowser's Fury, it came down between two songs for a lot of us, and that is Fury Bowser and the Plessy Ride. I had to choose the latter because I felt like the Plessy Ride was just so fun. It was just the definition of Mario. It was fun, it was upbeat, it's cheerful feeling, it's happy, it's just the absolute vice versa opposite of Bowser's Fury's theme. But Fury Bowser definitely does have an amazing theme. It's a hard, heavy-hitting rock and roll theme, so both of these go very well together hand in hand, but I'm just gonna have to give Plessy Ride the slight edge because it's just so daggone catchy. For Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I was stuck between a couple, between the underground theme, which was completely remixed, and the airship theme coming back from Mario Maker or Mario Bros. 1 Sky theme, which was made originally for that game, but remixed again for Super Mario Wonder. It was so good. And the snow theme was definitely one of the catchiest in the game, but nothing quite compared to the palace themes. It was a different type of castle theme for Mario. It kind of had like a Mexican vibe to it. I can't really explain it, but if you heard it, you'll understand completely. It was a different take, with a little bit of heavy metal and guitar in the background as well. It actually was something different for once, and something that actually was really catchy. Even though there was only a couple of castles in the game, every time we landed in one of these, I couldn't stop humming the song. Next up, we move into the RPGs. So with Mario RPG, no, not Forest Maze. It's good, nowhere near as good as some of the other runs in this game. I'm sorry, I will die on that hill. To me, my favorite songs in the game was definitely between Booster, maybe even the armed boss fight, but to me, it was Smithy. Smithy, the final boss of the game, had such a catchy tune. It wasn't anything too over the top or too climactic of an ending like a huge story beat. It was just a really good, catchy boss battle theme. For Paper Mario 64, Bowser's Rage was very close to being my #1 pick, but I have to go with Attack of the Koopa Bros, that were kind of like the Ninja Turtles of the Mario universe. It was the first main boss of the game. It's such a catchy tune. It sounds like a cartoon battle from like Saturday morning television. It fits the theme perfectly and just perfectly captures the moment. It is such a great song. Then you get to a game like Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which is just too difficult, because man, I was definitely stuck between Dupless and Rogueport. Which one? Which one? They're both so good in their own ways, but Rogueport is a different type of song. It's a song that introduces you to this brand new town, and this brand new area, and this brand new Paper Mario game. It is seriously goosebumps just listening to this song, especially in the remake, which just amps it up times 100. It is perfect. It fits the theming, it fits the area, and it has so many parts and build up to it. It's amazing. One of the best Mario songs ever. From Super Paper Mario, Gloam Valley was always one of my favorites growing up, but nothing like Gap of Crag. It takes you back to these caveman days, and it has one of the most catchy, upbeat, caveman theming songs out there. I mean, like, seriously, they really cooked out of their minds with this theme. And the second level of this world is just as good with Floro Sapien Caverns, but this one, just perfect. For Paper Mario Sticker Star, this game may not be that good, but its soundtrack is really good. Snow Rise is one of the best snow themes in a Mario game, but Tower Power Pokey is a theme that took me over the top. One of the best boss themes I think I've ever heard in Mario. It perfectly fits the kind of ancient Egypt mummy fight that you're in. Build up to the climactic part of the song is just perfectly done. It just sucks that this song was ruined by, people. Paper Mario Color Splash is another game that wasn't received quite well, but had great music. Both the Roy and Wendy boss themes are fantastic, Marmalade Valley is an absolute vibe, but nothing compared to Black Bowser's Castle, the final area of the game. It is so good. It takes you through an emotional roller coaster, starting with a serious, scary theme, and then moving into a soft, sad soundtrack, and then finally ramping back up for a climactic, serious ending. It's such a great song all the way through. For Paper Mario the Origami King, I will not choose one. I absolutely can't. I tried, I can't. Autumn Mountain battle theme is one of the best battle themes I've ever heard in my entire life. It is perfectly fitting for the theme. I wish it just lasted longer because it's only in the first part of that world, but it is perfect. It is beautiful. But the tape boss battle theme, yes, a literal tape dispenser, has one of the best boss battle themes I've ever heard. It is so good, and both of these themes are literally top-notch to me. I can't choose which one, so I'll let you decide. Now onto the Mario and Luigi series. Once again, I had to choose two because they're just so perfect and they work so well together. They're definitely compliments. With Superstar Saga, when you first enter that Bean Bean Kingdom area and hear the theme, oh, it's so good. It's a great overworld theme for the kingdom, and it also matches the theme of the ending of the game, which is the credits. The credits theme is such a beautiful send-off to such a beautiful game. It's one of the most upbeat, jolly, yet kind of sad themes because it's the end of the game that I've ever heard from Mario. This one was really tough as well, because with Partners in Time, it was between Bowser and Baby Bowser, and of course the final boss, Elder Princess Shroob, once she transforms. The music in the sky is phenomenal. It's scary, it's somber, it makes you sad, yet hopeful. There's so much going on, so both of these are just so close, because the Bowser and Baby Bowser theme is also phenomenal. It's one of the most intense, serious moments. It matches the inside of the volcano perfectly. Everyone in the world loves In the Final from Bowser's Inside Story, and guess what? It's for good reason. That song is just too good. It's one of those popular songs that just deserves to be there. It's still like my favorite final boss theme, and it's just the most like climactic feeling boss fight for a Mario game ever. At the top of a dark, gloomy sky, corrupted Peach Castle, and you're just fighting this dark version of Bowser that's here to take over the world. It just feels so climactic, and the music piece here, it's beautiful. The piano, the melody of it, oh, it's just a perfect song. For Mario & Luigi Dream Team, it has one of the best boss battle themes in the entire series, but unfortunately, I don't think it's the best in the game, because Victory in the Dream World, pretty much just the battle theme for the Dream World, but it's so freaking good. I don't need any other variations of this song. I don't need any other ones matching the worlds that we're in, kind of like what Paper Mario has been doing now. I just need this song over and over and over again. Normally I get tired of the same battle theme. This one, never. I just wanted to keep battling, to keep hearing this thing. It's so perfect. I know a lot of you may have said Dreamy Bowser in the last one as one of the better final boss themes, just up there within the final, but this is one song that I feel like rivals in the final from Bowser's Inside Story, and it's the final boss theme, Shiny Robo Bowser from Mario & Luigi Paper Jam. This theme is amazing. There's so many parts, just so many elements to it. It has this scary end of the world vibe to it, and it's just so good. Mario & Luigi Brothership is the newest for Mario & Luigi, but it definitely does not hold back on its music. There's lots of really great themes from the islands like the Twisty Island or even Lot of Coins Island, which almost made #1, but my favorite was definitely the mini boss theme. I always would wish that this was the main boss theme because you didn't have too many mini bosses in this game. I really wanted to keep hearing this track because it's so catchy. It almost has like an old cartoon or old superhero movie vibe to it that I really can't explain, but it just fits. It perfectly fits this game. Moving on to Mario Rabbids, we have the DLC, which is the Donkey Kong inclusion. This is, to me, where the best music came in. Lagoon Promenade is pretty much just the same overworld map theme for Donkey Kong 64, so I wanted to choose something new, and that would be Dungeon Dispute. There's something about it that's just catchy, it's quick, and it kind of gives you a puzzle vibe to it that matches the gameplay of this game perfectly. For Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, it was a no-brainer. It was the only song from both games I could not stop singing in my head and humming for weeks and weeks and weeks, and that's Peen to Palette Prime. This was one of the battle themes in Palette Prime, and it's amazing. It speaks for itself. It's orchestrated in a way that makes it sound like it comes straight out of like the Mario Brothers movie. Next up, let's throw in a couple spin-off games. We have Luigi's Mansion 1, which it's not just the main theme. It's really good, it's catchy, I get it, but I want to choose something different because that's like the only theme that plays in every Luigi's Mansion game. So I was a big fan of the puzzle theme in that game. It had a nice little beat to it, but the outside theme was just perfect. It was in a softer, more quieter version of the original theme and played on a piano, and it just matched the vibes perfect of an eerie, creepy outdoor part of the mansion. For Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, I could say EGAD's theme, which is just a really nice remix of the original theme, but I want to take it a bit further and say the Haunted Towers theme was my favorite. Now, for the Haunted Towers, it really is just a remix of the Gloomy Manor, which every other place in the game is pretty much just a remix of the Gloomy Manor, but this one, in my opinion, went above and beyond and sounded really creepy and serious and intense compared to the rest, which were just, you know, lesser remixes in my opinion. Believe it or not, Luigi's Mansion 3 had a couple of really good little tunes going around, but for me, my favorite was Hotel Shops. The whole floor reminded me of Paul Blart's Mall Cop, where this giant mall cop is going around and tripping and fumbling and just making a fool out of himself, but the theme kind of matches the vibe of kind of a security guard trying to be a hero in the mall after dark, and it just does so perfectly. For Yoshi's Island, I mean, come on, it's got to be the athletic theme. The story music box theme in the very beginning is really sad and emotional, and I really love it. But the athletic theme is so joyous, is so bumpy and upbeat. It's one of the best songs for the classic 2D platformers back then. It was just perfect. For Yoshi's story, Yoshi seems to have this issue where it just repeats the same main theme over and over again, and it kind of does so in Yoshi's story, but the best version of it that I loved is the Tall Tower's Love is in the Air. It's a strange name of a song for a Yoshi game, because who's Yoshi in love with Birdo? Like, what's going on here? But anyways, it's a really cool, peaceful theme, kind of reimagining of the first theme, but as a sky theme for this game. It's pretty good. The Wildlands is kind of like the athletic theme for Yoshi's Island DS. It's really catchy, and it's really fun and upbeat, and it's a really good song for this game, and without a doubt my favorite song from Yoshi's Island DS. Oh boy, Yoshi's New Island is just a ear bleeder of a soundtrack for me, so if I had to choose anything, I'd probably go Bandit Valley. This one is once again another reimagining of the original theme, but not a whole bunch of annoying instruments, and it's more peaceful, and I can actually stand this one. This one actually isn't even that bad. It's pretty good. For Yoshi's Woolly World, this is tough because this game has one of the best soundtracks I think Nintendo's made out there, this and like Tropical Freeze, so I will always love every single song here, with some highlights being Shy But Deadly, the special chorus theme, even Wonderful World of Wool number 3, yeah, I'm getting specific here, but my favorite songs in the game are between two. It's Fluffin' Puffin' Babysitting and Miss Cluck Boss Battle, both from the same world. They're just perfect and they kind of go hand in hand. Fluffin' Puffin' Babysitting is just like this adventure into the sky and going up into the clouds, and then you have Miss Cluck, where it's just an intense battle theme that's so catchy. It's just straight up a catchy boss battle theme, and they're both just brilliant. For Yoshi's Crafted World, I'm gonna have to cheat because I don't think there's really any good or memorable soundtracks in Crafted World. It's just like that same main theme repeated over and over again, and it just feels very bland compared to what they did with the Woolly World. I mean, I think that whole game is more bland than Woolly World, but that's for another time. Anyways, Yoshi's Crafted World had one theme that actually was super duper catchy, and it didn't even appear in the game. It was during the commercials. Yes, the ad spots on TV had an awesome Yoshi theme, and it never got played ever again. Why? Hopefully they're saving this for like a future Yoshi game or something, but it's just so good. What happened to this?
Yoshi Craft World.
For Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, it's not even a thought, it's Battle Tower Blitz. It's one of the more unique themes in the entire game, and it's just such a bop. It's catchy, it'll have your toes tap in the entire stage, and I think it only plays in 2 stages in the entire game. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just such a good theme. I love it. One soundtrack that's extremely underrated is the one for Super Princess Peach. It's so good. There are so many good themes. Almost every single world and every single stage has a catchy theme, especially Giddy Skies 1 and 2. But for me, it was all the way Fiery Volcano 1. It is so intense, it's so catchy, and it's so fun feeling. It's just like if a volcano started dancing, and it's just so good. I can't even explain it without just showing you. Princess Peach Showtime, it's a lot of reimaginings of the original theme, but for me, the best one was the legendary Dragon Kick, which was Kung Fu Peach. This one was so catchy and upbeat and came straight out of a Kung Fu movie. Come on. Ooh. And I wasn't going to do any Mario vs. Donkey Kong games, but I decided to at least do the one from the Game Boy Advance, which I played as a kid and was just recently brought back to Nintendo Switch. So my favorite song from the game was always Mystic Forest 3. Felt like it always fit the theme perfectly with its kind of jungle vibe, and I really loved it. But I also can see how the final battle of the game against Robo DK is one of the greatest themes out there. I mean, it is just really, really good. And that is every single song from every single Mario game that I believe is the best in each game. Now, what is my favorite song out of all those? I have no clue. Maybe that's for a separate list, which is like a top 10 maybe of every single Mario song. So maybe we'll do that, top 20, top 30. It's hard because there's so many good ones. But thank you so much for those of you that especially made it to the end of this video. This video took a while to make, so please show some love by leaving a like and subscribing and even commenting your favorite song down below. And tell me if you agree or disagree with some of my picks or all of my picks. Just tell me. This time I'll actually be responding to a lot of you guys and reading almost every single comment because I love Mario music and just Nintendo music in general, so definitely just comment your favorite songs from the franchise. But thank you so much for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.